guys, it's Ellie to Julio again. It's time for the first video of 2015. Yeah, it's already the new year. Can you believe it? 2014 was crazy. You may not have heard from me very often this last month because I have been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I have moved. You probably can't really tell, but just based on the background, so I may take you on a little tour here at the end of the video, just so you can see what the new space is like. We're in a brand new apartment, and it's really great. And then I was gone for Christmas, so I just got back on the 30th, and now I'm doing this. So I didn't forget about you. Thank you guys so much for all your questions, and for all the Christmas wishes, and all the awesomeness, and just for everything that you guys have done for me in 2014. It was a crazy year, and I'll get into that a little bit later. I just want to say thank you up front and again later. So let's go ahead and dive into the first questions of the new year. I do all my own editing because I'm broke. That's the honest answer. I used to do editing. For 10 years I was an English and essay writing tutor for an online tutoring company. And so I've got a lot of personal experience doing it, and I've always had a really good eye for grammar and punctuation and stuff like that myself. So doing first pass and like basic stuff is okay. I can do it on my own. It's not that big of a deal if I give it enough time in between so my eyes aren't used to it. But honestly, if I had my druthers, I would definitely pay somebody else to do the editing. In self-publishing, it's all on you, you know? So the dream, part of the dream, not the whole dream, but part of the dream is to be able to be making enough money to pay a professional, and not just proofreading, but for like, you know, I have beta readers right now. Hi, I know you guys are watching, who help me with the content. So that's a form of editing, but I am doing it all grassroots, and most of it's done myself. So some of it's personal preference, some of it's like a comfort level thing, because it does give me more control when I'm not beholden to somebody who is a pro. But most of it is just money. I would love to be able to just write the manuscript and turn it over to somebody else and not be ashamed of myself when I accidentally publish a first draft, well, not a first draft, but like publish a book that has 200 corrected errors in it. Like I did with Cora Riley. So some of you have first editions of Cora Riley that are messed up, and I really apologize for that, but that was on me. So yeah, I would love to have an editor. I just can't afford it yet. Someday. So for those of you who don't know, I just picked up some part-time work, and it's involved a lot of feels for me. I was able to quit my day job in 2013. Yes. My husband got a raise that was exactly the amount of student loans that I was paying, because that was all I was doing with the money that I had from working at that tutoring job. But it was getting to the point where I was crying all the time, and that wasn't cool. So I quit my job, and so I did writing full-time for a while, and that was really awesome. But then we got this new apartment, and it's out of our price range at what we were currently making. And you know, I had gotten some good advice from people that I respect that, you know, maybe I should get out of the house and not hole myself up all by myself all day, every day, and kind of exercise and build some social muscles that I've been working on, like going to the conventions and stuff like that, and doing videos like this out in the real world, and see if I can make a difference in some people's lives. And so I am working at a card store, just part-time, and it's one of those things where it just worked out. Like, it was just meant to be. Everything I threw at these people to try to not get hired on was just waved away. They were like, oh, we really want you. So now I'm working 10 to 15 hours a week at the card store near us. And it's been really great. As for how it's impacted my writing, I'm not sure yet. Because I did National Novel Writing Month and did the whole first draft of Mirror of Ashes, I've been using December as like partial downtime, but also getting a slow start on first draft red pen edits for that. But because of the holidays, and because I was gone for a week, and the move and everything, my whole life has been chaos, and I've barely gotten anything done anyway. So really January, February, March is going to show really how I learned to balance working outside of the house, even just 10 to 15 hours a week, with the rather grueling publication schedule that I have set for myself, and the promises that I've made to my patrons, and which is you guys. And I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but I know that it'll give me a block of time to work around. And it'll give me extra money, so it'll actually, I feel like knowing that I have fuel to put into my home and I'm contributing to the house will make me happier, which generally makes writing easier and much more of a pleasure instead of an obligation and getting so wrapped up in, oh, I'm not making enough money, so I have to do this, and not turning out maybe the best quality that I could possibly do. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it'll come out. And, you know, being out in retail and working in a mall is excellent research for characters. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated. Being really honest, 2014 was really bad for me. I haven't really talked a lot about it. I've written a few things on the blog about it this year, but there was some really horrible upheaval in my marriage, and I was not here. I wasn't home. I left for about 2 months while we got our heads on straight and traveled to Los Angeles and visited with my mother. And then, you know, my word of the year for 2014 was faith. And what that wound up involving was a fast and furious breaking down of my ego, of things that I thought were true about myself and my husband and my family and my career. I've told a couple people, sorry about the cars, I've told a couple people that this has been the worst year of my life, definitely the hardest year of my marriage. But it's also in some ways been the best year. You know, we're moving into a new chapter of our lives because of the things that were broken in me. And, you know, I used faith to step out in ways that I didn't think were possible, and have been, at the same time that I've been broken down, built up in new directions that I never thought I could go. You know, the way that this year has gone for me has been humbling and very powerful. And I haven't talked about it a lot in public because I struggle to talk about spirituality these days. And having faith as my word of the year in 2014, you know, brought me down to my knees where I needed to be, and got my head on straight where I was not able to do it for myself. And learning how to deal with that has been hard. I don't know if maybe some of you saw this, but like I got baptized this year, and I never thought that would happen, and it's changed everything. So I'm not going to sit here and minister to you guys. That would be weird. But yeah, 2014 was both the worst year and possibly the best. And to the other half of the question, what I hope for 2015 is that I can continue to grow that way. I've been flailing around trying to find a word for the new year, because I've done it for so many years. Like, I've had rise and brave and grow and faith, and now I'm waiting to find out what this year is going to be, and I don't know. And I think that's maybe part of it. What I hope for 2015 is that I can continue to grow into who I'm supposed to be, instead of who I think I should be or who I have been told I should be. And to use the gifts that I have and the gifts that are coming, and to grow as a person, and to show love to other people, to show love to you guys. And, maybe this is too heartfelt and soppy, and, maybe I'll start writing about it. I don't know. But what I hope for 2015 is just more love in everything. Like more love in my work, more love in my marriage, in my friendships, in my creative life, in my relationship with God, and everything. Like, I've held out for so long, you know, a lot of my life has been resisting love. And I don't know why. I'm still kind of, it's one of the things that's been breaking down. And, you know, I've tried to express love to you guys so much and so genuinely, and I know that a lot of you have received that from me, but it's hard for me to receive it from you. And so I'm working on it. I think that's why the Amanda Palmer message of connection and everything really applies to me. It touches my heart so much, and I want that for 2015. I want us to have a community. I want more love in our lives, and I want to be able to give it out to you and receive from you. So that's that. That kind of went off in a weird squirrely direction. I'm not sure if that's the kind of thing that you were hoping for when you asked that question, but there it is. I haven't done New Year's resolutions since I was in high school. That always kind of seemed like a big letdown, because I'm such a perfectionist, and I get so wound up about not doing the thing, or not doing the thing right, or giving up. It always felt like a trap to me, the New Year's resolution, which is why I did the word of the year. So it was more of a theme and a thing to focus on, what I wanted more of in my life. And like after that last little speech, it kind of feels like maybe, my word for this year needs to be love. And that, as that plays into New Year's resolutions, it's like, how can I be more loving in all the ways? But, I had to stop making resolutions about my weight and about my health because I was really sick for a long time. I struggled with anorexia and bulimia while I was in college, and, had to come to terms with my body, so I couldn't make those resolutions. And, I just randomly quit smoking one day, so that was a long time ago. And so resolutions to me have kind of been a trick and triggery for me. And so this year, I'm going to try to set my word of the year, and I'm going to go forward with joyful expectation that this year is going to be a good year in many ways. I don't know what it's going to hold for me, for my marriage, my family, my friends. I don't know. But more than anything, more than in previous years, I feel like I'm walking into the new year a new person with that wonderful blank slate, ready to create just about anything. And now that I have, I have this completely different view on where my life is going and who's actually in control of that life, and how it's meant to be lived. It's just going to be amazing. And no resolution that I could ever make out the gate, in my own self would ever be up to that. And so I'm more willing to be surprised and blessed and gifted and, whatever it is, without making a resolution that I'll just feel bad about in 3 weeks and give up on. So if you make resolutions, that's fine. Don't I'm not judging you. If that's what you need to get through and what you need to change your life and be healthy and happy, then go for it. Do it. I'd love to hear what you're doing. But for me, it's not such a big deal. All right, guys, that's it for January. It's 2015, and we are getting ready to start off an entire new series of Q&A videos, of short stories, of novels, of connection and everything. And it's going to be great, guys. And I'm so thankful to just have you on this adventure with me. And I don't know, it's always embarrassing as a writer when you start to lose your words and you can't think of what you're supposed to say. Just thank you for all the support and all the love and all the cheerleading and the ass kicking that I got in 2014, and for being with me through 2015 and cheering me on. And let's go together and figure out what this is all about and be there for each other, and not just me to you or you to me, but us going to it together. It's a whole new year, guys. What are we going to make out of it?